Good morning, Morinda. I welcome all the MPCS second year students to the online classes. The summary of last lecture that we have discussed about longitudinal vibrations. I have started the second part of unit 1, that is vibrations in a bar. In this second part also divided into two parts. One is longitudinal vibrations in a bar. Second one is transverse vibrations in a bar, and I have started longitudinal vibrations in a bar. In the previous lecture, I have derived velocity of longitudinal vibrations in a bar. V is equal to under root of y by rho. This is the expression for velocity of longitudinal vibrations in a bar. What is y? That is Young's modulus of the bar. Rho is the density. So that is a very important derivation for the examination. You have to practice that question. Okay. Next topic. So today here I am going to discuss some applications, some cases when bar is fixed at both ends. When a given bar is fixed rigidly at both ends, in such case, I want to calculate expression for frequency in the bar. That is the case 1. And case 2 is when the given bar is free at both ends, if it is vibrated, how do we calculate the frequency of the bar if it is free at both ends? That is the case 2, second one. Third one is when one end of the bar is fixed and the second end of the bar is free, if it produces longitudinal vibrations, how do we calculate frequency? Third case. Last case is when bar is fixed at the middle, when bar is fixed rigidly at the middle of the bar, in such case how do we calculate frequencies? So every time here I am going to calculate frequencies of the bar for a given case. So case 1, our discussion is about, remember, this is the unit 1, second part of unit 1. Second part again divided into two parts, longitudinal vibrations, transverse vibrations. So we are discussing about longitudinal vibrations in a bar. So this is the case 1. Every case itself, sometimes they will give for 4 marks, sometimes these cases may give for 12 marks. Cases are very important. Clear? Just listen carefully. What is this case? Longitudinal vibrations of a bar, if it is fixed rigidly at both the ends. See, according to this case, the diagram will be like this. This is the bar which is fixed between the two rigid supports. The bar is fixed rigidly between the two supports. So this is about the case. So both the ends are fixed. Both the ends are rigidly fixed by these walls. If it is vibrated, imagine like that. If it is vibrated, imagine the bar is producing some longitudinal vibrations. I want to calculate frequency of the longitudinal vibrations in this particular case. What is our case? Both the ends of the bar are rigidly fixed. Clear? Just to remember the previous lecture. What is the solution of longitudinal wave equation? Solution of longitudinal wave equation. Longitudinal wave equation. What is the solution of longitudinal wave equation? That is y is equal to a1 sine of omega t minus kx. You have to remember this solution. Without this solution, you cannot find all the four cases. This step is very important. Y equal a1 sin omega t minus kx, a2 sin of omega t plus kx plus b1 cos of omega t minus kx plus b2 cos of omega t plus kx. Let this is equation number 1. So first of all, we have to write boundary conditions for this diagram. Imagine this bar is producing some longitudinal vibrations. What is the displacement of the bar at this point? Let us imagine the length of the bar be L. Let this is x is equal to 0 position. This is x is equal to L position. That means the length of the bar is equal to how much? Small l. So boundary condition. Here I am writing boundary conditions. In the previous lecture I have explained. So what are the boundary conditions for this case? At x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0. You can observe bar is fixed recently in the wall. So bar cannot produce vibrations. The displacement of the bar is equal to 0 at this position. So at x is equal to 0, there is no displacement of the bar. That is, displacement generally we represent by y equal to 0. This is boundary condition 1. Similarly, if you observe the second end represents, that is at x is equal to L. There also, here also, the second end also fixed in the wall. So at this place also, bar cannot produce any vibrations. That is why the displacement of the bar at the second end also equal to how much? 0. This is boundary condition 2. Always just remember this as a common point. At fixed ends, we cannot observe any vibration. That is why the displacement of the bar becomes how much? 0 at a fixed ends. In the previous lecture only I have explained. Okay, after that I have considered this general solution of longitudinal wave equation. Let this is equation number 1. Simply I am using boundary condition 1. Substitute boundary condition 1 in equation 1. Boundary condition 1 in equation 1. So this is our equation. Here I am replacing y by, simply I am using this expression. I am using this boundary condition 1. So if you put x as 0, y definitely becomes 0. So wherever we have y, that is replaced by 0. Y becomes 0. Simultaneously you have to place x as 0. 0 is equal to a1, a2, b1, b2 are arbitrary constants. These are constants. So just put x is equal to 0. So this term disappears from the expression. So it becomes a1 sin omega t. So x terms becomes 0. All x terms disappears from the equation. So this becomes as a1 sin omega t. What about the second term? Plus a2 sin omega t. a2 sin omega t. Coming to the third term, this is also b1 cos omega t. Last term x equal to 0, so this term becomes 0. b2 cos omega t. See the derivation carefully. Simply here I am taking sin omega t as common. So here I am taking sin omega t as common. So this becomes a1 plus a2 of sin omega t. Similarly, b1 plus b2 of cos omega t, which equal to how much? 0. See the expression carefully. Product of these two terms equal to 0. That means one of the term may be equal to 0. This becomes 0. This maybe becomes 0. 0 plus 0 becomes 0. So this equation will be valid when one of the term equal to 0. So sin omega t never be equal to 0. If sin omega t equal to 0, there is no question of value. Sin and cos never be equal to 0. So that means the sum of these constants may be equal to 0. This term may be equal to 0. So 0 into something 0. This term may be equal to 0. 0 into something 0. 0 plus 0. Equation will be satisfied. So you can write like this. Since sin omega t never be equal to 0, therefore a1 plus a2 must be equal to 0. Similarly, cos omega t also this one. Cos omega t never be equal to 0. Therefore b1 plus b2 must be equal to 0. From these two equations, you will get one relation between a1 and a2, as a2 is equal to, just take a1 from LHS to RHS, minus a1. Similarly, b2 is equal to minus b1. So you can calculate. We are having one relation between a1 and a2, b1 and b2. Let this is equation number 2. Substitute equation 2 in equation 1. What is my aim? Here I am going to calculate the frequency of the bar. The frequency of the bar, if it is fixed at both ends. Ultimately, my aim is to calculate frequency of the bar only. Just keep that point in your mind. So to calculate that expression for frequency, I am doing this derivation. Substitute equation 2 in equation 1. See the equation 1 carefully. This one. Y is equal to, see the equation 1. Y is equal to a1 sin of omega t minus kx. I have written this first term as it is. Coming to a2 value, where a2 equal to how much? Minus a1. Simply here I am replacing a2 by minus a1. Minus a1. Simply I have replaced a2 by minus a1. Sin of omega t plus kx. Similarly, coming to the third term, this one. Third term is same. There is no change of the third term. But coming to the last term of this equation, b2 also can be replaced by minus b1. b2 also can be replaced by minus b1. Minus b1 cos of omega t plus kx. Are you following? Right? So you can take a1 as common from the first two terms. Similarly, you can take b1 as common from the last two terms. So the next equation will be, see the derivation carefully. See. Right, just listen. Simply I am taking a1 as common here. So the next step will be y is equal to a1 of what is the first term here? Sin of omega t minus kx. Already I have taken a1 as common, so already here we are having minus sin of omega t plus kx. Okay. Coming to the last two terms. So what is the common term of these two terms? b1. So that is why here I am taking b1 as common. Cos of omega t minus kx. Already here we are having minus. minus cos of omega t plus dx. So just write this bracket. Right. So this is about the equation. Okay. See the derivation carefully. It is in the form of sin of a minus b. It is sin of a plus b. Just expand. Y is equal to a1 of sin of a minus b, sin a cos b, sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. Coming to the second term along with the negative sign. It is in the form of sin of a plus b, sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. But both the terms becomes minus because we already here we are having minus. So I am using sin of a plus b, sin a cos b cos a sin b. So this is about the expansion of the first term, the term in the bracket. Coming to the second term, this one. So plus b1, it is in the form of cos of a minus b, cos of a minus b. What is the expansion of cos of a minus b? Cos a sin b plus cos a cos b, cos a cos b plus sin a sin b, sin a sin. Coming to the second expansion, it is in the form of cos of a plus b. Cos of a plus b equal to cos a cos b minus sin a sin b. So already here we are having minus. So first term becomes minus. Cos a cos b minus, that minus, this minus becomes plus. Plus sin a sin b. Just to see the expansion. So here we are having sin omega t cos kx plus, this is sin omega t cos kx minus, and these two terms will be added, cos omega t sin kx, cos omega t sin kx, both are having negative sign, you can add. So the next step will be y is equal to a1, this becomes 2, actually this becomes minus 2 cos omega t sin kx, minus 2 cos omega t sin kx. Here I am taking minus 2, already here we are having here, minus 2 cos omega t sin kx. Coming to the second term, this is minus cos omega t cos kx, this is plus cos omega t cos kx, gets cancelled. So these two terms will be added. So already here we are having b1. So this becomes 2 sin omega t cos 2x along with b1. So it becomes 2b1 sin omega t sin kx. Is that clear? Right. See the derivation carefully. So which term I can take as common here? Sin kx. Simply I am taking sin kx as common here. So sin kx of, I have taken sin kx as common from these two terms. So what are the terms remaining in the bracket? Minus 2a1 cos omega t plus 2b1 sin omega t. Already I have taken sin kx as common here. Let this is equation number 3. See the equation 3 carefully. 2a1 2b1. Actually a1 b1 are constants. So definitely 2a1 2b1 also constants. That I am considering as, let this minus 2a1, here I am considering as some a, and this 2b1, here I am considering as some constant b. Let this is equation number 4. Substitute equation 4, this one, these values in equation 3. In equation 3. So this equation 3 becomes y is equal to sin kx of, instead of this term, here I am writing as A along with the negative sign. I am assuming as A. Cos omega t, A cos omega t plus this term I have assumed as B. So B sin omega t. Clear? Is that clear? Just to give the number for this expression as 5. Now here I am going to use second boundary condition. This is second boundary. So what is the condition for this boundary? At x is equal to L, the displacement of the bar also equal to 0 because it is already fixed. So simply I am substituting. Here I am substituting boundary condition 2. Boundary condition 2 in equation 5. See the equation 5 carefully. Simply here I am replacing y by 0. I am using this second boundary. So x by L. Here we are having x and that will be replaced by L. Sin kl of A cos omega t plus B sin omega. Simply I have replaced x by L, y by 0. I am using second boundary condition. See the equation. Product of these two terms equal to 0. Sin kl into this term equal to 0 means one of the term may be equal to 0. Maybe sin kl 0. Maybe these two terms become 0. A never be equal to 0. It is a constant. Cos omega t sin omega t also never be equal to 0. A and B are constants. They never be equal to 0. Sin omega t cos omega t also never be equal to 0. If these are equal to 0, actually there is no solution. This whole solution becomes 0. So this term never be equal to 0. Therefore you can write like this. Therefore as A is not equal to 0, B is not equal to 0 and sin omega t is not equal to 0 and cos omega t not equal to 0. This term never be equal to 0. Therefore sin kl first term must be equal to 0. First term must be equal to 0. When sin kl is equal to 0, remember, what are the values for sin theta that gives 0 as result? When kl is equal to some n pi, where n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. N equal to not 0, n equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. When n equal to 1, if you want you can check, n equal to 1, put n equal to 1, this kl becomes pi. N equal to 1 means kl equal to pi. So pi means 180 degrees. So sin kl equal to sin 180 degrees gives how much? 0. This equation will be satisfied. Here I am giving number for these equations 6 and 7. Clear? Right. Put k is equal to, just simply put k equal to, for nth term only I want to calculate. Otherwise you can calculate k value actually. K equal to n pi by L. K, since kl equal to n pi, so k value equal to how much? N pi by L. What is k? K represents wave number. Already I have explained about k. K represents wave number and its value. Here I am writing k value. What is the value of k? K is equal to 2 pi by lambda. You have to remember. K is equal to 2 pi by lambda. Wave number value equal to 2 pi by lambda is equal to n pi by L. 1 pi gets cancelled. What is my aim? I want to calculate frequency of the bar when it is fixed at both ends. My final aim is to calculate frequency of the bar. But here we are having wavelength. How do we convert wavelength in terms of frequency? General relation between frequency, wavelength and velocity. So next step will be 2 by V is equal to nu lambda. V is equal to nu lambda. But I want to calculate lambda value. So then lambda is equal to V by nu. Lambda is equal to V by nu. Here I am using this relation. Instead of lambda, here I am substituting as V by nu. Instead of this lambda, here I am substituting as V by nu. Coming to the right hand side. That is already N by L. N by L. Already pi gets cancelled. My aim is to calculate frequency of the bar. So this nu comes into the numerator. Nu 2 nu by V is equal to N by L. Nu is equal to, and my aim is to calculate frequency only. Frequency of the bar is equal to, on cross multiplication, Nv by 2L. For nth harmonic, for nth modes of vibration, put nu as nu n. Similar replacing. I am writing this equation for nth harmonic, nth vibration. So instead of nu, here I am substituting as nu n. Okay. So nu n is equal to n by 2L. What is V? V is the velocity of longitudinal vibration in a bar. In the previous lecture only, I have calculated expression for velocity of longitudinal vibrations in a bar as V as under root of Y by rho. This is the final expression. Let this is equation number 7. Equation 7 represents, that is the frequency of the longitudinal vibrations in a bar when it is fixed at both ends. Still I have to represent the vibrations, in the modes of vibrations in a bar. That I will explain in our next class. Until then, bye bye.